Seniors, stop drinking these 7 drinks in the morning. They are destroying your leg strength. Leg strength is vital for seniors to stay mobile and independent, but your morning drink choices can quietly undermine it. Many popular beverages weaken muscles, sap energy, and increase fall risk. Here are 7 drinks to ditch to protect your legs, with detailed risks and better alternatives. 1. Sugary coffee drinks. That caramel latte, mocha, or sugary frappuccino might feel like a warm hug to kick off your day, but it's a stealthy saboteur of your leg strength. These indulgent coffee concoctions often pack 30 grams of refined sugar or more per serving, sometimes as much as a candy bar. For seniors, this sugar overload triggers a chain reaction of harm. It spikes blood glucose rapidly, flooding your system and sparking inflammation throughout your body. Chronic inflammation isn't just a buzzword. Research from the National Institutes of Health ties it directly to accelerated muscle breakdown, especially in the legs, where age-related decline is already a battle. Over months or years, this contributes to sarcopenia, the loss of muscle mass that turns simple tasks like standing from a chair or stepping onto a curb into daunting challenges. But the damage doesn't stop there. Sugary coffee drinks deliver a 1-2 punch with their high caffeine content, often 100 to 200 milligrams, followed by a predictable energy crash. That mid-morning slump saps the motivation and stamina you need for physical activity, leaving your legs idle when they should be moving. Inactive muscles weaken faster, a fact underscored by a 2021 study in the Journals of Gerontology, which found that high sugar intake correlates with reduced muscle function in older adults. Then there's the calorie factor. These drinks can exceed 300 calories, piling on extra weight that burdens aging knees, hips, and ankles. For seniors, every added pound amplifies the strain on joints and muscles, making mobility a struggle. Caffeine's diuretic effect compounds the issue by dehydrating muscle tissue, reducing its elasticity and power, crucial for steady steps and quick recovery from stumbles. Long-term, this morning habit doesn't just dent your energy, it chips away at your ability to walk confidently or climb stairs without fear. The broader implications are sobering. Weak legs increase fall risk, a leading cause of injury and hospitalization for seniors. That sugary coffee might taste like a treat, but it's a slow poison for your independence. Thankfully, you don't have to ditch coffee entirely. Swap it for black coffee or unsweetened tea. A plain cup of black coffee delivers antioxidants and a gentle energy lift, about 95 milligrams of caffeine, without the sugar bomb. If you crave flavor, sprinkle in some cinnamon. It's anti-inflammatory and adds a subtle kick without harming your muscles. Pair this with a breakfast rich in protein, like eggs or Greek yogurt, to fuel muscle repair and keep inflammation at bay. By cutting the sugar and excess calories, you'll stabilize your energy, reduce joint stress, and give your legs the support they need to stay strong and steady day after day. 2. Orange juice store-bought. Store-bought orange juice often masquerades as a health hero, with its bright packaging touting vitamin C and sunny vibes. But for seniors focused on leg strength, it's a deceptive foe. A typical glass contains 20 to 25 grams of sugar, sometimes with added sweeteners, and none of the fiber you'd get from eating a whole orange. Without fiber to slow digestion, that sugar hits your bloodstream like a freight train, spiking blood glucose and setting off a roller coaster of highs and lows. For older adults, this isn't just a minor inconvenience. A study in diabetes care links frequent blood sugar spikes to insulin resistance, a condition that hastens muscle loss, particularly in the legs. Weakened leg muscles mean wobbly steps and a higher risk of falls, which the CDC identifies as the top cause of injury-related deaths in seniors over 65. The fallout doesn't end with sugar. Store-bought OJ's high acidity can irritate joints, exacerbating arthritis or stiffness that already plague aging bodies. Without fiber, it offers no satiety, so you're left with empty calories, about 110 per cup, that can creep onto your waistline. Extra weight strains knees and hips, making every movement harder and accelerating wear on cartilage. Dehydration is another overlooked threat. Juice isn't a substitute for water, and dehydrated muscles lose their flexibility and strength, leaving you less equipped to catch yourself during a misstep. Over time, this daily habit erodes your leg power, making tasks like gardening or walking the dog feel exhausting rather than enjoyable. The marketing might claim it's natural, but processing strips away much of the whole fruit benefit, leaving you with what's essentially a sugary drink in disguise. For seniors, the inflammation from sugar and lack of muscle-supporting nutrients outweigh any vitamin C perk. A 2019 report in the BMJ even cautioned that frequent fruit juice consumption raises mortality risk in older adults, partly due to metabolic strain. Your legs deserve better than a drink that promises health but delivers decline. Swap it for a glass of water with a squeeze of fresh lemon. This simple alternative hydrates effectively, key for muscle function, adds a zing of flavor, and keeps calories and sugar near zero. It's a refreshing way to start your day that supports your legs rather than undermining them, letting you move with confidence instead of caution. 3. Soda, even diet versions. Kicking off your morning with soda, regular or diet, is like handing your legs strength a demolition notice. Regular soda drowns you in sugar, often 35 to 40 grams per can, sparking inflammation that eats away at muscle tissue. For seniors, this inflammation speeds up sarcopenia, leaving legs frail and unsteady. The calorie bomb, about 150 per serving, piles on fat, forcing your legs to bear extra weight that strains joints and tendons. But don't think diet soda is a safe haven. Its artificial sweeteners, like aspartame or sucralose, mess with your metabolism in ways science is still untangling. A 2020 study in Nutrients suggests these chemicals may disrupt muscle protein synthesis, hastening weakness in older adults. Both versions bloat you with carbonation, making you feel sluggish and less inclined to move, a death knell for leg strength, which thrives on activity. The caffeine in colas, around 35 milligrams per can, dehydrates, stiffening muscles and ligaments that keep your legs stable. Then there's phosphoric acid, a common soda ingredient that leaches calcium from bones, weakening the skeletal framework your legs depend on. Research in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition ties frequent soda drinking to lower muscle mass and higher fracture risk in seniors. This isn't just a one-off hit, it's a daily assault on your mobility. For seniors, soda's lack of nutritional value is a glaring red flag. It offers nothing to rebuild muscle after a night's rest, leaving your legs vulnerable to decline. The habit also sets a tone of indulgence over health, nudging you away from the activity that keeps you strong. Swap it for herbal tea like chamomile or peppermint. It's caffeine-free, hydrates your muscles, and soothes without chemicals or sugar. Ditching soda preserves your leg power, reduces fall risk, and keeps you moving freely. 4. Energy drinks. Energy drinks might promise a turbocharged morning, but for seniors, they're a leg strength nightmare. With caffeine levels soaring from 100 to 200 milligrams per can, plus 30 to 40 grams of sugar and additives like taurine or guarana, they overstimulate your aging body. Excessive caffeine dehydrates muscles, slashing their ability to contract effectively, a must for leg power. The sugar surge inflames tissues, while the crash leaves you too wiped out to exercise. A study in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research found high caffeine doses impair muscle recovery in older adults, amplifying natural decline. The synthetic additives amplify the chaos, taxing your nervous system and leaving legs shaky instead of sturdy. For seniors, the rapid heart rate and jitters can throw off balance, hiking fall risk. The sugar's calorie load, often 120 to 200 per can, adds weight that burdens joints, while long-term use disrupts sleep, critical for muscle repair. Designed for young athletes, not aging bodies, energy drinks are a mismatch for senior needs. Swap it for a smoothie with protein powder, spinach, and berries. It fuels muscles naturally, hydrates, and supports strength without the havoc of energy drinks. 5. Alcohol, yes, even mimosas. A morning mimosa might feel festive, but alcohol is a leg strength thief. Even one drink dehydrates muscles, reducing flexibility and power, losses seniors can't afford. It impairs coordination, raising fall risk, and disrupts protein synthesis, per alcoholism, clinical and experimental research. The sugar in juice adds inflammation, while alcohol weakens bones by blocking calcium absorption. Energy dips make activity less likely, accelerating muscle loss. Swap it for sparkling water with cranberry juice. It's hydrating, refreshing, and keeps your legs steady without compromise. Sweetened iced tea might seem like a refreshing morning ritual, whether it's a pre-made bottle from the store or a homemade pitcher loaded with sugar. But for seniors, it's a quiet destroyer of leg strength. A single glass can easily pack 20 to 30 grams of sugar, sometimes more if you're generous with the spoonfuls, and that's where the trouble starts. This sugar rush doesn't just give you a fleeting burst of energy, it floods your system, spiking blood glucose and triggering inflammation throughout your body. For older adults, inflammation isn't a minor annoyance, it's a muscle killer. Research published in the British Journal of Nutrition connects high sugar intake to diminished muscle quality, particularly in the lower body. Your legs, already fighting the natural decline of aging, take the brunt of this assault, losing mass and power over time. That means weaker calves, shakier knees, and a tougher time getting up from a chair or taking a brisk walk around the block. The damage compounds with the inevitable sugar crash. After that initial high, your energy plummets, leaving you feeling sluggish and unmotivated. For seniors, this is a critical blow. Movement is the lifeblood of leg strength, and anything that discourages it, like that mid-morning fatigue, lets your muscles atrophy faster. A sedentary morning becomes a sedentary day, and before long, your legs are paying the price with every hesitant step. Then there's the calorie factor. At 80 to 120 calories per glass, sweetened iced tea adds up, especially if it's a daily habit. That extra weight doesn't just sit harmlessly, it settles around your midsection or hips, putting relentless pressure on your joints. Aging knees and hips, already prone to stiffness or arthritis, groan under the strain, making mobility a chore rather than a joy. Caffeine in the tea adds another layer of trouble. While milder than coffee, typically 15 to 30 milligrams per glass, it's still a diuretic, and if you're not balancing it with plenty of water, it dehydrates you. Dehydrated muscles stiffen, losing the elasticity needed for smooth, strong movements. Think about stepping off a curb or bending to tie your shoe. Stiff muscles make those actions harder and riskier. Over time, this dehydration tightens tendons and ligaments too, reducing your leg stability and increasing your odds of a fall. Falls are no small matter for seniors. They're the leading cause of injury-related hospital visits. Per the CDC, and weak, dehydrated legs are a major culprit. Sweetened iced tea's refreshing taste hides a bitter truth. It's a slow drain on the strength you need to stay independent. The long-term stakes are high. A 2018 study in the Journals of Gerontology found that sugary drink habits correlate with faster physical decline in older adults, from grip strength to walking speed. Your morning tea could be eroding your ability to chase after grandkids or tend your garden. But you don't have to give up tea entirely. Swap it for unsweetened green tea. It's a game changer, loaded with antioxidants like catechins that fight inflammation, not fuel it. Green tea hydrates your body, keeping muscles supple and ready for action, and its mild caffeine, about 20 to 45 milligrams, lifts you gently without the crash. Brew it fresh or chill it overnight for that iced tea vibe, minus the sugar hit. Pair it with a protein-packed breakfast like oatmeal with nuts, and you got a morning routine that builds your legs up instead of breaking them down. Ditching the sweetened stuff preserves your strength, steadies your steps, and keeps you moving with confidence. 7. Flavored milk, chocolate, or strawberry. Flavored milk, whether chocolate, strawberry, or another sugary twist, might stir fond memories of childhood. But for seniors, it's a leg strength saboteur hiding in a comforting glass. Plain milk has its merits, offering protein and calcium, but the flavored versions pile on 20 to 25 grams of sugar per serving, turning a decent drink into a muscle-wrecking trap. That sugar doesn't just sweeten your morning, it inflames your muscles, setting off a chain reaction that undermines your legs. Inflammation, as noted in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism, disrupts insulin sensitivity, a key factor in muscle maintenance. For older adults, poor insulin response means your body struggles to use protein effectively, accelerating sarcopenia, the age-related muscle loss that weakens your quads, hamstrings, and calves. Weaker legs translate to wobblier walks, harder climbs upstairs, and a growing dread of uneven sidewalks. The sugar crash adds insult to injury. After that initial sweetness perks you up, your energy tanks, leaving you lethargic when you should be active. For seniors, staying mobile is a must. Muscles that don't move waste away faster, and flavored milk's crash keeps you parked on the couch instead of stretching your legs. Then there's the weight gain. At 150 to 200 calories per glass, it's an easy way to pack on pounds, especially if it's a daily ritual. Extra weight doesn't just strain your heart. It punishes your legs, pressing down on knees and hips that may already ache from years of use. Arthritis sufferers feel this hardest. Every step becomes a negotiation with pain, and strong legs slip further out of reach. Dehydration is another sneaky threat. The sugar overload pulls water from your cells to process it, leaving muscles parched and stiff. Stiff muscles don't flex or recover well, making you less nimble and more prone to stumbles. A 2020 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition linked high sugar intake to reduced muscle function in older adults, with leg strength taking a notable hit. Flavored milk's calcium benefit gets drowned out by these downsides. Your bones might get a boost, but your muscles and joints pay a steeper price. For seniors, this trade-off isn't worth it. Strong legs rely on a balance of hydration, low inflammation, and steady energy, all of which flavored milk undermines. The broader impact is stark. Weak legs don't just limit your day, they limit your life. A trip to the store, a walk with friends, even getting out of bed, all hinge on leg power that flavored milk quietly erodes. Its nostalgia isn't worth the frailty it breeds. Swap it for plain low-fat milk or unsweetened almond milk. Plain milk keeps the protein, about 8 grams per cup, to repair muscles, without the sugar spike. Almond milk, unsweetened, offers a light alternative with minimal calories and no inflammation trigger. Add a dash of vanilla extract, not syrup. If you miss the flavor, it's a zero-sugar way to satisfy your taste buds. Pair it with a breakfast like scrambled eggs or a handful of almonds, and you've got a muscle-friendly start that keeps your legs ready for action. Ditching the flavored stuff cuts the inflammation, steadies your energy, and lightens the load on your joints, letting you stride through your day with strength and ease. Why leg strength matters for seniors. Strong legs prevent falls and preserve independence. These drinks erode that foundation with inflammation, dehydration, and weight gain. Final tip: start with water, then a protein-rich breakfast. Your legs will thrive, keeping you strong and mobile.